It's beautiful, isn't it? They say if you look far enough, you can see Australia. But, well, I've never seen it, and I come here a lot. You see, this is my bench. It even has a plaque. In loving memory of Margot Smith, a loving wife, mother, and sister. Not very original, is it? But I guess people don't know what to write on these things. A bit like gravestone. 1933 to 2014. 81. Not a bad run, is it? I mean, was it? Oh, I look good for my age, don't I? Okay, so I've had a heaven facelift or two, but that's our little secret. There are some definite perks, to being dead. Like this bench, for instance. If I hadn't died, it wouldn't be here. Well, and that would be such a shame. You see, it's such a special spot for me. So very special. Just here is where I pushed my husband off the cliff. And then I watched him tumble to a gruesome death. Have I shocked you? I have, haven't I? Oh, sorry, that wasn't my intention. Perhaps I should explain a bit more. He deserved it, you see. He said something that upset me. Really, I had no other choice. I bet you're wondering what it was he said. What would drive a completely loving wife to do such a terrible thing? He told me he didn't like my hair. I bet none of you expected that. Well, let me guess. You were thinking an affair. Yes, an affair with the neighbor. Oh, no, with the secretary. Or even better, that he was leaving me for a girl half my age. Oh, nothing like that. But you see, I just had it done, and I quite liked it. I had beautiful hair when I was younger. All he had to do was say one nice thing, just one, and then everything would have been fine. But he couldn't, could he? And sadly, it all went downhill from there. Such a shame. Oh, well, too late now. They teach you in heaven not to dwell too much on the past. Oh, I saw that little look you gave each other when I said the word heaven. You didn't think I'd be there, did you? You push one person off a cliff and all of a sudden everyone goes all judgmental. It was apparently a very painful death. He survived the fall, but hit his head on the way down. And when he fell into the water, the blood attracted sharks.
Oh, dear.
You see, it was shark mating season.
No.
I can't be blamed for that, can I? He was missing a few parts when they found him. He still had his left hand, though, so I got his wedding ring back, and I sold it and took a lovely cruise around the Mediterranean. I like coming back here. Do you think that's morbid? But you see, when I come here, I don't think of him. Not at all. All I see is the place where my life changed. Oh, may you finally find peace together. They have no idea. He never even made it up there. There was no real investigation into his death. They just called it an unfortunate accident. Oh, the weather may have been a factor. It was a very windy day. Well, I wasn't even there at the time, according to police reports. My well-timed hair appointment helped with that little detail. And my hairdresser, oh, God bless him, vowing I was there all afternoon. He always insisted on booking me in for 3 hours, knowing too well it only took two. It's so he could do less work, I think. But I'm glad I tipped him so well that day. Oh, look at that, carved into the seat. Jack for Jill forever. That's sweet. You know, we get quite a lot of lovers up here. Sometimes a little too much loving, if you get what I mean. There's also been an engagement. Oh, that was nice. Right, where was I? Oh, yes, that day. You know, if I close my eyes and really concentrate, I can remember the exact look on his face when he realized what I had done, that I'd actually pushed him. It was just for a split second, mind, but it's ingrained in my memory now. He looked so surprised. Not that I'd done it, but that I knew, that I had found out. Oh, did I leave that part out? The finding out? Oh, silly me. It must be my age. I wasn't lying when I told you he said he didn't like my hair. He did. And that really did upset me. As they say, it takes just one straw to break the camel's back. Oh, I know it's not nice to speak ill of the dead, but well, my husband was not a very nice man. He did have the affairs I alluded to earlier, the secretary, the neighbor, oh, and the girl half his age. But I let them slide. In our world, it was apparently what important men did. No, it was something else that weighed the camel down. It was discovering my husband was trying to murder me. I have your attention now, don't I? A small piece of advice, if I may. Never assume that love is stronger than money. Murder. Such a chilling word, isn't it? Murder. But that's exactly what my husband tried to do at first. I thought I was just being paranoid, that I was making too big a deal out of those whispered phone calls, that it wasn't a strange influx of extra forms for me to sign, forms which I am embarrassed to say I had never really taken an interest in reading before. But then the signs became too big to ignore. Have you ever been in a car when the brakes gave out? I have. Such a horrible feeling. Luckily, I've always been such a slow driver. And then the house fire. You know, he tried to claim I must have left the oven on after baking. After 20 years, he still didn't know that it was all store-bought. But to cut a long story short, I thought perhaps I should reread those new documents. So I did. Well, my lawyer did. And surprise, surprise, hidden in all that silly lawyer speak, she found some new clauses. Clauses specifically linked to what would happen if I died. Is the picture becoming clearer? Oh, but wait, it gets better. So, as I mentioned, I finished my hair appointment early, and when he picked me up, he suggested a walk on the cliff trail. Well, it's a walk we had done many times before, and as I had just had my hair done, of course, I was hesitant. But sometimes, as many women out there will know, it's just easier to agree. So there we were, walking the trail, when all of a sudden he stopped right at this very spot. Well, we were caught right in a wind tunnel, so of course I started moaning about my hair blowing out of place. And you know what? Rather than show concern, he said, good. I never liked it anyway. Now, for every man out there, I am telling you very clearly, when a woman gets her hair done, you never, ever say you don't like it. Now, you need to believe me when I say I had no intention of confronting him that day. But this final insult, well, it just tipped the scales. Through my tears, yes, I foolishly cried. I came up with the most scathing reply I can think of. But as I turned to start my tirade, I saw something that stopped me right in my tracks. Without realizing it, I had moved precariously close towards the cliff edge, and rather than show concern, my loving husband was smiling. And not only that, his arms were outstretched, ready to push me. He was going to push me over the cliff. Well, thank God I used to be a dancer. Because every muscle memory kicked in, and without even thinking, I did a sachet to the side, raised my arms into third position, and giving him a little push as he moved past, and then up and over, he went off the edge. I've never been so glad my mother forced me to keep up ballet. Oh, I'm just exhausted remembering it all. Well, you will be pleased to know that life did get better after that. Much better. There are many stories I could tell you, but I think that's enough for today. Am I forgiven? Are my sins reprieved? I'd like to think they are. I'm just going to sit here for a while and relax on my bench. But off you go. There's some lovely views further along the trail, but don't get too close to the edge. It's shark mating season.